Hey everybody, what's up? It's me, John D. Villarreal, the four-time national champion, the super genius, and the game god, and I'm doing another game review right here, and this is Mass Effect Andromeda. And this was it's a very interesting game, you know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of conversation about it. I know those first three Mass Effects that I played, a lot of people were very into them. Definitely an iconic game, you know, Shepard, everything like that. And so I think there was some, in my personal opinion, first of all, my personal opinion, only not alleging facts, not casting any aspersions, all for entertainment purposes only. Please check the disclaimers. I think there was some criticism of this one in terms of things maybe not being as it was in those first three series. It was hard to live up to that. I will say this, as someone who's played the games and just got my platinum trophy on Andromeda literally tonight, I think some of that's justified. I think some of that's not justified. Obviously, that was an encapsulating thing. It was easy to keep that vibe. I think the villain in that thing and those first three were really, really great. The ending, there's just so many things that made that game awesome. To me, you know, the combat system was great. The concept I thought was great. You know, some of the science and things behind traveling to, you know, another galaxy and stuff. I think that was really awesome. And I have to say that the characters, you know, the crew and stuff, you know, Drac and the rest of them, Cora, and I think there was a really interesting development there. Everyone had their own story. I think, you know, the loyalty missions of really trying to get into the psyche of those characters were good. Cutscenes, I mean, you know, BioWare does good cutscenes and stuff. What was it? Super awesome? Was it up there with some of the best stuff from BioWare? No, not in my opinion. But it was very playable. You know what I mean? Like, yes, I could see, you know, sometimes some load times, especially on some of them, you know, Kadera and some other spots, and were slow. Some people talked about some criticism with some facials, you know, some characters. I don't know. I wasn't super bothered by that. You know, all in all, it was an interesting game. It was a playable game. Was it super memorable? Did it blow me away? Am I really, really waiting for that next one? I don't know about that. And that's sort of the rub, you know what I mean? Will I play it? Probably, just because I like the Mass Effect series, but it doesn't have the same impact. And I think that's where this sort of comes out. If this was a game all by itself but didn't have the history of those other games, I think that people would have received it better, in my opinion. On the other hand, you know, that comparison is there because you had that. I mean, you had that body of work there. So you don't want to just go. I mean, it would almost be like, nah, this isn't quite right. You know, if the next, you know, whatever, Madden whatever or NBA whatever, you know, just was so much, you know, was not to the level of the last one. People would be noticeably understandably would have a reaction to that. So I think that's sort of, you know, some of what comes off on that one. But I don't think it's by any stretch, in my opinion, some fatal flaw or something like that. I mean, you know, in my opinion, we've seen some like Need for Speeds be better than other Need for Speeds, and then, you know, the next one comes up, and so I think there's an opportunity for that. And we've also seen some of that stuff with the Call of Duty, you know, franchise as well. So I think that, in my opinion, it's not that it was a miss. I think it was fine. I think it's solid. I just don't think that it was a super home run. So to me, but again, that's more of a by comparison type of thing. But don't get me wrong, and I also want to make this very clear. There's a lot of elements that were a lot better in this one, and you know, and we've advanced. And so, you know, I think all in all, for me, I would give it probably 7.5, 8, somewhere in there. You know, maybe because I personally like the genre and everything like that. I'll give it an 8, but it's a stretch 8. I'll give it a stretch. That's where I'm at on that. I think, and it's a good game. I'm glad I played it and stuff like that. But that's where I'm at. So you let me know what you think about that in the comments below. Please subscribe. Please rate this video up. Also, please post it on your social networking sites. Thanks so much for watching. I'm John D. Villarreal, the 4-time national champion, the super genius, and the game god. You're watching Conservative Media. I'll see you next time.